I gotta say, kind of underwhelming in a way. Mike Shinoda's Post-Traumatic. It's his debut solo album, basically coming almost a year after Chester's death. He gave us Post-Traumatic EP, and I remember reviewing that, and the 3 songs on it were Place to Start, Over Again, and Watch As I Fall, which all happened to kick off the album. Where to begin with this? I don't know. There was some songs where the flow just seemed off, and I feel like the auto-tuned robotic voice got a little bit annoying after a while that he would do. But don't get me wrong, there are plenty of songs on here. Place to Start kicks it off. Even though it may be more of an intro than a song, it's still a pretty nice kickoff. And then Over Again and Watch As I Fall really show you his pain that he is going through since the death of Chester. And then there's the song About You, saying, even if the conversation's not about you, it always ends up somehow being about you. And that's something he, I guess, kind of wants to steer away from. The instrumental boarding, I should say, was kind of boring. It was repetitive. Promises I Can't Keep and Crossing a Line were okay. I do like the second half of the album, basically, at least songs 12 to 16. Lift Off has a nice feel. I.O.U. is probably one of the more where you can hear the flow and the rhythm go along with his attitude. Running From My Shadow featuring Grandson, that was nice. Brad Deilson of Linkin Park actually helped him write that. He was one of the many writers. I mean, Shinoda on About You, Make It Up As I Go, Lift Off, and Running From My Shadows did get help writing. The other ones he wrote himself. And then finishing it off with World's on Fire and Can't Hear You Now is where he spits some of his best lines, I think, in this album in particular. Basically, the last 4 songs or 5 songs are basically the best, whereas 1 through 11 is basically he either has it or he doesn't. And I think that was just the problem with most of this album. It was either he was very on or he just lost my interest. I'm not saying this is a bad album at all. I'm just saying that it was just kind of underwhelming for what we were expecting. I mean, he's angry, he's upset, we want to hear it. And in some songs, you do. But then in other songs, you're just kind of like, okay, this isn't the attitude I was expecting for this, but, hey, whatever. But, so far, positive reviews, 84 out of 100 on Metacritic, and a lot of 4 out of 5 stars, so it's getting positive reviews all over the place. I wouldn't be surprised if this was Grammy worthy. I'm not saying that it will be, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, considering the circumstances and kind of just little less than a year, about 11 months since his best friend and bandmate died, and basically, just after about 5 months since his EP that he released. It was it was kind of surprising when he announced that he was doing this album, because I thought the EP was the start of something. 3 songs, okay, he'll probably put out something next year or the year after, but then he announced that this album was happening in June, and I was like, that seems a little quick to me. And this album did seem a little rushed, but hey, we can we can give him a pass, because this album is very passionate. He tells you how he feels, and in the end, he just wants to let it out. He doesn't want to hide his feelings anymore, and that's where this album came to play. The features, kind of a little weak. I mean, Chino Moreno was kind of annoying on Lift Off, and Machine Gun Kelly, I mean, I never... Running From My Shadows featuring Grandson, I mean, I don't really like the way Grandson raps. Black Bear was... and K-Flay on Make It Up As I Go wasn't all that fantastic either. So, it's just... yeah, I didn't enjoy those features. But there was another thing too, where the songs were like, the verses would go really hard. Like, some of those verses were, as they would say, fire. But then it gets to the chorus and it's just kind of like, It just didn't match the intensity of the songs, and had little to nothing, to add to the song. So I just think that there was weak spots to go along with its good spots on here. And like I said, is this album by all means terrible? No. Is it great though? Not really. I mean, like I said, I don't know why I expected better, because I felt like, either way this was going to be very, not mediocre, but very just in the middle. Another reason too, some of these songs sounded like Linkin Park songs off of What You Would Get from Minutes to Midnight, which is okay, but I want to hear Mike. I don't want to hear Linkin Park. This is specifically your album. Do what you want to do, and explore a little bit, which, like I said, he did. But then there was just somewhere he tried to Linkin Park it up. Like, I do appreciate I'm Running From My Shadow, though, I think it was, where he tries to do his best Chester Bennington imitation with kind of a Mike Shinoda scream at the ending, scream singing. Because that seemed kind of like a moment where when Mike would sing the chorus or whatever, Mike or Chester would scream in the middle, so it's kind of like maybe an omen to him or maybe just planned, but that was actually pretty cool. That was one of the moments I did like. So overall, this album, bearable, not terrible, and very much probably what I should have expected it to be. I expected it to get positive reviews, mainly because of who it was and what it was for, and just how people were waiting for someone from Linkin Park to come out and say how they really feel, and Mike is the one to do that. And I give him props too. He basically did everything on this album. He did most of the songwriting, at least had on the ones he didn't write himself. He had parts, that he helped with, and he produced this album himself. So he did a lot himself, and he's just very talented and able to do that anyway. But if I had to rate this album, maybe a solid 7. I mean, I can't rank it higher, and I can't rank it lower. And the fact that I didn't rank the post-traumatic EP, I felt, those 3 songs, were just a little omen, and just saying, this is how I feel, after grieving for a long time. I really want to let you guys know how I feel. This album felt like that, but longer, and like I said, I don't think 16 songs was the right amount. I could have maybe seen 11, maybe max, but there's some stuff on this album that just seems like filler, to go along with some of the better songs. But anyway, that's my take on this album. I don't have it yet. Everywhere I went either didn't have it or sold out of it, so I ended up ordering it. So hopefully sometime in the upcoming week I should have it on CD, but I did listen to it. I downloaded it on my phone, so I got to take a couple listens to it before doing this review, so I feel like my review is fair. Anyway, tell me in the comments below, what do you think of this album? Was it good? Was it bad? I will say nice little tribute, and thank you for telling us how you feel, Mike Shinoda. We feel for you, and us as fans are definitely, by your side through thick and thin. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, share, and I'll catch you guys next time.